Yeah, I can go first. When I was in high school, I started interning at a recording studio in Philly, which is where I grew up, and kind of just started as a runner and learning the basics, kind of uh, learning the ropes. And I was always a musician my whole life, and I decided when I went to college to study audio engineering, but didn't take a traditional audio engineering path because I did want to be more of a producer and artist. So um, after school, I actually worked at a record label for a little while I was working on, um, developing my artistry and being a producer. And that's kind of how I got my start. And then, recently moved out to Los Angeles to do music production full time and work as an artist. So that's my 90-second spiel.
That was good. That was really condensed. So I was like, ooh,
Yes.
condense it all. I guess for me, I played music for a long time, ever since I was, kind of dabbling around as a kid with like keyboards and, trying to record songs and make music videos with my mom's VHS camera um, and then in my teens I was in like different like little bands, and same thing in my 20s, and it was really in my 30s that I began music production and really started to trying to create my own ideas, and kind of, for a while was really intent on doing a lot of things myself. And then it was almost like I had to swing, from like being in the bands, like the pendulum had to swing to like, no, I want to really own it and do it myself. And then now coming back to this place in the middle where it's like, I really love collaborating, like collaborating with people, is everything and opens up so many doors in my mind. So yeah, I think, that's my little short synopsis of how I got here.
And with that in mind, you've collaborated with a lot of people, and with one of them being right next to us, I'm curious as to how you guys met.
Yeah. You want me to go into that, Connor?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like last February 2022 that I received an email from Quiet Son, and he had found that our music was on like the same playlist. And so he was just kind of like, hey, maybe we could work together sometime or co-produce a track or something. And um yeah, and that's kind of how we started. I listened to his music. I thought, wow, this is very, on par for the stuff that I'm doing or trying to do. And we quickly began collaborating long distance. And now we have a whole album of work that we're planning the release for. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, what were you doing on that playlist? Just searching around. I mean, like, okay, were you kind of like thinking of who you want to collaborate, or?
No, I mean, I think you can sometimes see on the back end of Spotify if somebody's added you to a playlist, and sometimes I just go through out of curiosity to see what kind of artists they're pairing me with, what kind of sound people think that I have, and so I as I was going through it, I was just listening through, and I was kind of stopped in my tracks by the song they had of Arula's. I was like, whoa, this is really cool stuff. And similar to what Arula was saying, really just on par for what I look for when I want to do a collaboration, like somebody who's very, um, I think, ethereal and really genre bending and just has a really clear point of view. And so, um, I don't normally do that kind of outreach, but I really just felt like it could have been a cool collaboration and it really blossomed into something amazing. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and from playlist to writing a whole album together.
Yeah.
In terms of themes when going into making this album.
it's a good question. So Arula wrote most of the lyrics. So I'll let you touch on that. But I think at least from a production standpoint, our themes really were like to push the boundaries. That was the biggest theme, was to kind of, I would say, combine all of the various genres and styles and artists that we both have in our musical repertoire and see how we could throw them into a pot and stir them around and turn them into something really unique. So thematically, from a music composition standpoint, it really was about exploration and adventure and pushing the limits of what we both could do sonically.
Mm, I love that. Yeah, and like Quiet Son was saying, like I do tend to write a lot of the lyrics, but I feel like um still it's very much a collaboration in creating the full sound and the full spectrum, and that he really understands a lot of times like where I'm trying to go, and is also really open to, you know, whatever themes, or, you know, a lot of the music has this very feminine forward like point of view a lot of times, and it's really cool because it takes, I think, a very like secure and strong man to even like collaborate in those kind of things. Sometimes not everyone can lean in or handle that, so it's really cool how he sees me and wants to like support that, and then we tend to just have this like continual flow of like back and forth that feels really easy. It feels like there's a lot of flow there, so yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, and with the new song that's out now, um, I know at least when I was listening to it a few times, I've gosh now being able to meet you guys, it's a totally different experience.
Mhm.
Um, I love the like it's dark, it's very it's a dark, sexy song. As much as I hate saying that like point of view phrase, um, but I really love the fact that listening to you guys now, it feels there's this like flow of I don't know how do I want to probably describe this? I hate to describe it like a river with still going through dams and rough patches, and it still like flows in a cool way that I'm like, so excited to for others to see this song.
Mhm. Mm,
Thank you.
thank
I
you.
know it was kind of a hard way for me to describe it, and like I have it in my head, and it's exactly what I wanted to say, but it's coming out weird.
I
But
love those descriptions because it's very what like we like to say dark sensual is one of the genres that like we dabble in. So it makes sense. So thank you.
yeah. So with that in mind, when writing the song, oh, when writing Found, what was you guys' like inspiration on that one?
Well, when I started to write it years ago, yeah, I remember the lyrics came through just in a time where I was feeling that I really had to like claim or step in more to my power. And kind of feeling like I was up against some hard challenges or edges as far as like being a woman in the world, but really also in the music industry, and feeling how that was not always easy. And it does seem to be easier for men sometimes. So it was really this like reclamation of remembering that I'm whole no matter what, even if I don't fully feel accepted by certain groups of people, or, you know, I guess, you know, people in general or social groups in general, but really that I can always come home to feeling found within myself and found within nature, which is another big theme of the song. So yeah, just really leaning into the things that feel nourishing, and claiming that.
I'm curious in terms of like producing the music, producing this song. Was there any kind of difficulties when working with um, I would say working with the flow, I guess to say?
I think there's always challenges, right? I don't like to look at things as difficulties because everything is always an opportunity for growth. Everything's always an opportunity to challenge yourself as an artist and a human. So I think with this song in particular, there wasn't necessarily a huge challenge because I think the song was so well defined. I mean, as Arula was saying, like this was really a story from the heart, a story from experience, and I think for me the biggest thing that I wanted to make sure that I did was because of the body that I inhabit, to make sure that everything I was doing was in service of Arula's vision and the song's vision and the things that would really just make it kind of flourish from a sonic aspect to support that story and to support the themes and lyrics of the song. So um, really, it was just finding the right balance of building the track towards that big final crescendo and having that big kind of release and that feeling of um, almost chaotic ecstasy as you reach that point of being found in the song, right? So I don't remember there being any challenges between the two of us as far as how we went through the song. There was definitely multiple versions and finding the right sounds. You know, that's part of every song, but I think it was a pretty seamless process from start to finish.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I was loving the updates all along the way. Like, wow, this song is really coming to life, and that's so incredible to see because I tell the story a lot, but I almost scrapped this song because I just couldn't figure out where to go with it. So it just meant so much to have someone else believe in it and bring it to life in a whole new way, where sonically it's really it's beyond what I could have imagined it being.
What was the original reason why you wanted to scrap it?
I think I just felt stuck. I, am like always trying to learn more about music production. I don't consider myself a very advanced producer, but I'm always open to learning more. So I think I couldn't really take it where my ear was hearing it. And then along the way, like made some changes, but it was really Connor that took it to this whole new production level where it was like, oh yes, like this is what I was desiring, even though I couldn't exactly hear where I wanted it to go. So that was really special. Has been really special.
And I realize now I'm looking at the music video. Uh, it says it's unlisted. Is there a release date for that?
It is released now. We might have actually sent you an old link, but we can.
Oh, okay. Because I glanced at the link and I was like, yeah, I wasn't entirely sure if that was like meant for like eyes only, but
No, it
I actually that's a goof on my end. It should have been time to go public. So I'm actually going to do that right now.
great. Yeah, and it
okay.
was released on I think the 25th was our official release date for it. So yeah, it's been getting really great traction, and we're glad people are sharing it and enjoying it.
Well, I guess now then I can crack open the music video. I adore the music video as someone who's like huge on like contemporary and modern dance. To be able to see the performance that you did along with those dancers. I want to know how long it took you to how long it took for choreography to get into choreography to the actual day of the shoot.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to share about that. Is really special and really a meaningful, very short portal that really came together so beautifully, and it shows in the video, I think. Essentially, Jade Sanchez and her partner, who are known as Earth-Based Media, they took on this project and they filmed and edited the video. Jade is also a choreographer. And so essentially, we all met up in Santa Cruz at an Airbnb. All of the women came just like they weren't paid. They just wanted to be a part of this project because that is the kind of trust that people have in Jade, just because what she creates is so incredibly aesthetically beautiful and powerful and potent. And so I just had an Airbnb for everyone. We all met. We started the choreography around 4 or 5 p.m. that day, and we were filming the next morning at 6 a.m. So this came together very quickly. We kind of like went over it a few times. We had fun with it. We all talked about our intentions, and like that was really powerful too, because each woman was hearing the song, like something different was speaking to them through the song. And so we were each kind of feeling like we were these different elements coming together. And Jade's vision was really that, we're found within the pieces of each other, and we mirror back to each other to help ourselves feel found. So that's really the essence of the women meeting each other in the video, and meeting each other in nature. So yeah, it was really like 4 p.m. We met, we practiced, we had dinner, we slept, we got up at 6 a.m. and then we filmed until about noon. And this is what came out of that.
So wait,
So
that actually was just all shot in one day.
yeah, it was less than 24 hours of, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at, I'm like, that has to be done at least 2 days with all the different camera angles and.
Yeah, we hustled, and it really was also just like she had this vision and she executed the vision. So
It's a beautiful song and it's beautiful and it pairs well with the music video. I'm curious when it came to you to across that. Um so how much in control of the music video did you guys have?
I think that essentially what we did is Quiet Son and I talked about having like what songs we'd want to have for our first music videos. So we picked this one and another one coming out called More Free. And kind of took them to, so I'd worked with Earth-based media before, I worked with Jade before. So I said, hey, do you have any visuals coming to you as you listen to these songs? And of course she did, because she almost always does. That's really her language. And so we all kind of dropped in about, you know, what she was seeing and the details. And at the end of the day, decided to like trust her vision. And I think we're both super glad we did.
Mm. And now that we know, and now I know in advance that there's another music video coming out. Super excited to see how that turns out. I normally do these like little conversation cards, so just questions for people to get to know you on a deeper level. Say, if you were to push shuffle on your playlist right now, what would be the first song that'll pop on?
Randomly, my shuffle's been playing a lot of like throwback emo music from like the mid 2000s. So probably something by My Chemical Romance.
Love that.
I love that.
What would
Um,
be yours?
I was driving a lot the past few days and I just kept shuffling through like my liked songs, and it was like Tora, a band called Tora kept coming on, and Jordan Reiki, who I love. So those are just two fresh in my mind right now.
Ooh, I love all the choices. Gosh, if I were to press shuffle at the moment, I'm currently under an Arctic Monkeys phase at the again moment.
Ooh, fun. I got to bring that back. Good reminder.
Well, gosh, it was just like one of those like that and Last of the Shadow Puppets. I don't know. I'm on a weird Tumblr bends right now. There. What would be your famous last words if you had the option?
That's a great question.
I think mine is like kind of something I've taken from The Untethered Soul, which is a great book that I've read multiple times. And it's something like, um, and I'll just put it in my own words because that's kind of what I tend to do, but it's like no matter what happens in life or how challenging it is, don't let it have so much power over you that you ever close your heart off. So it's just really about staying open-hearted to anything that comes our way. And that's something I try to live by time and time again.
Oh, I like that.
And I think for me, there's a concept that I really like called the glass is already broken, which essentially just means things are going to unfold in life the way that they're going to unfold, and nothing lasts forever. So enjoy the precious things that you have, the precious people that you have while they're around. And I think it just helps me remember to live presently and in the moment. And I think it's helped me through some tough times. So that would probably be it for me.
Ooh, I love that. Oh my gosh, you guys are making me think over here. Oh wow. Now I gotta go on a later note. Which celebrity would you be most likely to be friends with?
Hmm.
Said it was a lighter note, and I'm realizing it's maybe not.
No, it could be. It's just always hard for me to think of celebrities. Um, I think I feel drawn to just people who are like funny because I like it when people can make me laugh. Um, and there's so many of those, like so many comedians and like, yeah, I guess someone like Zach Galifianakis, if I'm saying his name correctly,
Oh,
or Will Ferrell, just because
ooh.
I like to laugh. I am a Capricorn and get a little serious, and I need people to help me break out of that. So
You know, I'm a Capricorn here too, so definitely
great,
understand.
you get it.
Yeah, similar for me. I think somebody who is humorous but also uh, very musical. So somebody like Tyler the Creator or James Blake, who both have just like a really fun sense of humor, but also have that
Mhm.
ability to go deeper. past the surface level of humor. So something like that.
Not that.
Tyler Creator would be such a cool person.
Yeah.
Just the shit that he does. Also, his car collection would be interesting to see.
Ooh.
I may be a fan. Here, what's the strangest thing you've ever bought online?
Oh, I have a good one. I just had to buy an AC vent clip because my AC vent broke in my car and I couldn't move it. So I had to buy like the tiniest little car clip and bought three of them because none of them would fit. So the random thing. But yeah, that's probably it.
Did it work?
Yeah, thank God.
Okay. I think what comes to mind for me is a few years back, probably a decade back, I used to have like an addiction to buying instruments on eBay, and I would usually just be kind of high and then I would buy really random instruments. So I own a few weird ones, and I think the most interesting is called a gopi chand. It's a one-stringed instrument from India, and you just like pluck it and it goes out of tune super easily. So then the funny thing is that I thought I would play it live at like events, but then I'd be singing with it and it would just totally detune as I was playing it and be super awkward. So my friends are always making fun of me, like, oh, why do you have to go buy these like random instruments that you don't even know how to play? So that's probably what it is for me. Still
Oh, I
have it.
love that. And as for the AC clip, I used to do was take a hair tie or like a hairpin and stick it in there.
Oh, that would have been so smart.
I had a couple broken cars before. Those were my easy fix.
Can try that next time.
Well, congrats on the song being released and the music video now being re-released.
Yes, it's
Yes,
officially live on my channel at least.
yes, amazing.
Where can we be able to find you guys?
I think we're both on Instagram. I'm Arula Artistry on Instagram, Quiet Son on Instagram. Um,
Yeah, I'm
spot-
Quiet Music on Instagram. And I think I'm quiet.son on TikTok, but I mostly just lurk.
Same.
Yeah.